former Labor Premier Steve Bracks says the party could find it difficult to engage with voters in outer suburbs as the party seeks support from areas hit hardest by COVID lockdowns. Daniel Andrews is attempting to do what Mr Bracks and John Cain did and win a third term in office.
Melbourne's outer suburbs may shift the balance of power on Spring Street, and opinion is mixed on the 8-year-old Labor government.
Few mistakes here and there, you know what I mean? And that's what happened to Mr Morrison too. You know, I voted for him, but he lost.
I think he's doing a good job.
Do you think he deserves to be re-elected for a third term?
I think so.
The last man to seal that third term acknowledges,
yeah, we lost some seats, but you do after a period of time.
Former Premier Steve Bracks believes Labor could take a small haircut.
There's possibly going to be a few seats that change. I just can't see the Liberals picking up significant amounts of seats, say.
The man who surprisingly won in 1999 believes Matthew Guy hasn't refreshed his frontbench enough.
We had to really change the whole of our frontbench, the whole of our parliamentary team, get new people in. We had new policies going forward. That's the sort of thing you've got to do.
But the vulnerability for Labor could be closer to home. Insiders believe Melton could fall. Werribee, the Treasurer's seat, is on a healthy margin, while Point Cook is being contested by a popular independent.
Look, I think people are over COVID, to be honest. They don't want to talk about it anymore. They just want to get back to normal life and get what they need.
Is there anger with the government at all?
I think so. I think there's a bit of an anti-government mood out here, but as to where they will direct that mood, I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
As Labor parachutes in union officials into safer seats in the West, locals could be giving the party a run for their money, all because of the Premier. What do you think of Daniel Andrews?
No good.
No?
No.
You don't like him? How come?
He look in pockets. That's why I don't like him.
A potential reference to multiple IBAC investigations involving Daniel Andrews. Only one has had a final outcome, the probe into branch stacking, which also prompted Steve Bracks to conduct a root and branch clean-out of the Labor Party.
Will voters punish Labor for some of those revelations that have come up, or does integrity just not cut across in Victoria like it perhaps did in the federal election?
We've got a new Labor Party now, which is, pristine and above board, and I think that's the key. And I think there'll be a credit, given to Daniel Andrews for that.
There are still some IBAC investigations on foot which involve Labor. The John Woodman one still hasn't been released. They're looking into the politicisation of the public service. That's not quite pristine, though, isn't it?
I was talking about branch stacking in relation to other matters and IBAC. They may or may not be resolved before the election, but those investigations I think are appropriate and proper, and they'll get a good outcome.
Candidates on the ground are hoping.
The one thing I do hear a lot about is change. People know that there's been a safe seat Labor for many, many years, and people are looking for change.
Mayor Shaw is trying to take on Tim Pallas. For many months, the Treasurer declined an interview for this story, but Sky News was able to catch up with one Labor MP in Melbourne's West.
In comparison to, what the competition is, we have got such a great track record of delivering.
But ultimately, voters will have their say on Labor. Simon Love, Sky News, Melbourne.